Hello everyone, welcome to another video on programming fundamental with Python. In the previous lecture, we saw our first program and it was about Hello World, how to display Hello World on the screen. In today's video, I'm going to talk about some more concepts related with the Python. One of them is how you can take input from the user at runtime. And the second most important concept is the variable. We have already covered the theoretical aspect of these concepts in our theoretical series of videos. Here I will only talk about the practical implementation. To write a Python program, in the previous video, we talked about different tools like the Python native environment idle. You can also run the Python programs online by using any online available Python interpreter, and also you can use the Notepad or other text editor for writing the programs and then calling the Python interpreter with the word Python and providing the location of the file along with the extension and running the program. So now I am going to use another more sophisticated tool for writing the program, and the tool is called Sublime Text Editor. First, you have to open the tool, Sublime Text Editor, and here you have to type your program. So I have already written the program. I will just copy paste the program. So you see the first line is actually a comment because it starts with the symbol hash. It actually tells us about the objective of this week. The second line is also an example of comment which show week number 2. So actually we are in week number 2, and this is first program of this week. This is the actual coding: print parentheses 2 plus 2. So what you see here is the built-in function print, and then we are providing two constant values, two integer type value, that is 2 and 2, and also an operator. Plus in this case is an example of operator, arithmetic operator. We will cover the concepts of operators in the coming weeks, but for now what this print statement will do, it will actually return the resultant value of 2 plus 2. So 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. It will actually print 4 on the screen. So first we need to save the program. To save the program, just click on the file, save, and provide a name. So we are in week number 2. I will provide the name week2 along with the extension .py, and then select a directory where you want to save this program. I want this program to be saved on the desktop. So select the desktop, click on save, and then you will see that the program is written, uh, is saved on the desktop. The second step is to run this program. In order to run this program, you have to go to the command mode cmd in the Windows operating system. Here, first you have to change your location to the directory or the folder where you have stored or saved the file. So I have stored the file on the desktop, so I will move to the desktop, and then you can run the program from here by calling the Python interpreter with the word Python. After that, give a space and provide name of the file, which is week2.python. Now press enter and the program will execute it, and you will see the output here. The output of this program is 4. Let us move to the second program for week number 2. This is our second program for the week number 2. It is also a simple program, a 2-line code. In the first line, I am declaring a variable with the name var1, and then I am assigning the value 2, which is a constant value integer type value, to this variable with the help of this operator. This operator is an example of assignment operator. It will take the value that you provide to this on the right hand side, and it will assign the value to the variable var1. And then in the second line, I am going to print the value which is stored in the variable 1 with the help of the built-in function print. So it will actually print the value of the variable var1 on the screen, which in this case is 2. Okay, what is variable? What are the naming conventions of the variable? How you can define a variable name? What are the rules and regulation? All these concepts are covered in the theory of week 2. So if you want to cover the theoretical aspect about the variable name, just go to the theoretical series of videos about the Python programming language, and you will find many interesting thing about the variable names, conventions, and style about variables in the theory. Now let us run this program. For that, first you need to save the program. Now I have saved the program, and then repeat the same steps. Go to the command line interface, change to the directory where the file is stored, and then call the Python interpreter with the word Python, and then provide name of the file along with extension, and then press enter. Now we see the output, which is 2 in this case, because we provided the constant value 2 to the variable, and then we printed the value stored in variable 1 with the help of print statement. So it was about the second program of week number 2. Now let us move one step ahead. One of the thing, or one of the limitation of the second program was that actually the value that you provide cannot be changed. Now we want the user to provide a value at the runtime of the program. For example, when you run the program, then the program will ask the program will ask the user to provide a value, and then that value will be stored in the variable, and then it will be print. So here is our 2-line program. Again, we are declaring a variable with the name var1, and then we are using the assignment operator, but this time we are not providing a constant value. Instead, we are using a function, a built-in function, a predefined function, which is called the input function. Input is actually opposite of the print function. What input function do? It actually accept a value from the user, but first it will display the string provided here on the screen, because we want to make this program a more readable. For example, if you do not provide this string, your program will still work, but the user, we want to train the user what is expected from the user. So in order to make it more useful, more interactive, it will display a string to the user, and the string is like this: enter a value for variable 1. Once the user provide a value, that value will be assigned to the variable var1 with the help of this assignment operator, and then in the next statement the value is displayed on the screen with the help of the print function. So let us save the program, and then go to the command line prompt, change to the directory where the file is stored, call the Python interpreter, and then press enter. You see, now it's asking for a value, and the program will not go further until and unless I provide a value to it. So let's suppose I provide the value 10. When you press the enter, the program will move to the next line, and there is print variable 1. So the value of the variable 1 is 10, and the value will be displayed on the screen, which you can see here. So this is how you can take values for a variable from the user at runtime. Let's move to our next program of this week. Our next program is the same thing, but now we are going to use 2 different variables instead of using 1 variable. So this is program number 4 of week number 2. Here in line number 1, I declare a variable with the name var1, and then accept a value from the user with the help of the input function. Then in the second line, I am creating a second variable now with the name var2, and then accepting a value for this second variable. And then in line number 3, I want to display the value which is stored in the variable 1, and then in the line number 4, I actually display the value which is stored in the variable var2. So the purpose of this program is that you can use as many variable as you want. You can assign values to as many variable as you want, and you can print the values of the variable that you have used inside your program. So save the program, go to the command line mode, and then run the program from here. Okay, it asks me to provide a value. Let us give the value, for example, 10. and then it asks for another value, this time for the variable 2, var2, provide 20, press enter, and it will display both these values. So the value of first variable is 10 while the value of second variable is 20. Okay, the next program is also related with this program. I have make changes to only one location, and that is mentioned here. Line number 1 is same, line number 2 is same, but now I am using the print function to display more than one values in a single line. Instead of using the print function for printing the value first for variable 1 and then for variable 2, why not to use the same function but provide it with two different variables, two arguments. So first it will display the value of the variable 1 and then it will display the value of the variable 2. So save the program, go to the command line mode and run the program. It will ask for the value for the first variable, provide 10, provide 20, and then it will display both of these values in a single line. But this time you see it display the values in a single line instead of multiple lines. Our next program is the last program for week number 2, and that is program number 6. The concept is same. We are using a variable, but this time we are actually storing a string value in the variable. In the last couple of programs, we store integer type value in a variable. Here in this program, we are actually assigning a string constant to a variable, right? So in line number 1 of this program, we actually declare a variable and the name of the variable is name. Then we use the assignment operator. It will actually assign the value that the user will provide. Input is a built-in function which will accept a value from the user, and then this is the string. It will display it on the screen when you run the program. In the second line, we use the built-in function print to display the value provided by the user on the screen. First, it will display the string hello on the screen, and then it will display the value which is stored in the variable name on the screen. So actually if you see here, we are passing two arguments to the function. The first argument is a string constant hello, while the second argument is the name of the variable, and this name stored a string value provided by the user with the help of input function. So save the program and then go to the command line and run the program. It will ask you for a string type value. Let's suppose I provide a string, there is John. Press the enter button. Okay, something goes wrong. Let me check. Okay, so I have resolved the issue that we were facing. Actually, I have a problem with the version. I'm sure if you run the program in the current state, you would be able to get the correct answer, the correct output. But still, if you face some problem, then the issue is actually with the input function. So you have to put the raw input function. We are not going to study the details of this function or the string, the keyword that we use for representing a string, which is str. But with these two things in place, the issue could be resolved. So just write the raw input instead of just the simple input, and then write the str for string, and then print the hello along with the plus sign and str. All these details will come in the coming weeks, but for now just put this thing in place and you will see that the program will work fine. So now save the program once again and then run the program by calling the Python interpreter and giving the function, giving the file name. Provide a name, for example, John. Press enter, and then you will see hello John printed on the screen. So this was about the programs, about the theoretical concepts that we covered in week number 2. We will study some more programs, coding examples in week number 3. Till then, goodbye.